Welcome back. Thank you very much for staying with us. We've got a fantastic afternoon of content, followed by lots of interactive networking, which will start at around about 4:15. I do hope you're able to stay with us for that. We always find that the magic happens in the networking around the event very much, as well as all the brilliant presentations and contributions that we've got in here. So we're poised to be able to welcome you to that later on. For now, it's my great pleasure to welcome our next speaker to the stage, who is Beatrice. I don't know whether you've already had the pleasure today to be able to have a chat to Beatrice, and I think you're going to be staying with us after your session as well, so that's wonderful. So please do reach out to Beatrice after her session. I know that she's got an awful lot to tell you about. So Beatrice, you're going to be presenting some slides, aren't you? Which is excellent. So a warm welcome to Beatrice Bouju, Head of Partnerships at Outpayce from Amadeus. So over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Georgina. Right, can you hear me? Everyone, and thank you to the ePay team for inviting us to present today. My name is Beatrice Bouju. I'm Head of Partnerships for Outpayce, which is the payments group within the Amadeus Technology Group. The next 15 minutes, I'm going to take you through where we are as a technology group, what we're doing in payments, and why we're presenting here today. So first of all, it's probably worth positioning the importance of the travel and tourism sector in the global economy to explain who we are as part of this ecosystem. Travel and tourism is about 10% of the worldwide GDP. That's everything from transportation to hospitality to ticketing, etc. And so substantial, 10%, and it's growing at twice the rate of the worldwide economy. If you look at travel and tourism GDP, it's forecast to grow at about 6% over the next 10 years, yearly. And GDP growth globally is scheduled to grow at about 3% annually, so twice the pace of the world economy. In terms of jobs, it's a very substantial sector as well, with 10% of the jobs being in travel and tourism. And there again, it's a sector that's outpacing the world economy, with 1 in 5 jobs in the next 10 years being created in the sector. So in terms of who we are, we're the leading operator in terms of technology in that 10% GDP. We're the largest technology company serving travel and tourism. We touch pretty much on every aspect of travel and tourism, whether it's ticketing, airport services, security infrastructures, rail, cruise lines. We support over 1 million hotel rooms with our booking systems. Amadeus as a company is about 30 years old. We employ 18,000 people worldwide in 190 markets. The market cap, 24 billion. The history of Amadeus in itself is interesting. It was a technology platform created by 4 European airlines, Lufthansa, Air France, Iberia, and Lufthansa, Air France, BA, who decided to have a joint platform to accommodate people, code shares, and people rebooking from one airline to the next. And the platform grew so big that the 4 airlines decided to IPO the platform. And the day of the IPO, the valuation of Amadeus was actually superior to that of the 4 airlines put together. In terms of Outpayce, we are pretty much the latest kid on the Amadeus block. Outpayce is designed to be the regulated payments group within Outpayce. within Amadeus, sorry. We support over 100 billion in flow on an annual basis, 800 customers worldwide, and we facilitate both pay-in through a gateway and a number of partners, and pay out primarily for travel sellers through the issuance of a virtual cards for global payments. Our world is changing. The company looks at trends to understand where to position itself. And it's identified, and it's a busy slide. The slides will be available after the presentation if you want. There are 4 key trends as we see it. One is geopolitics and economics. There, the main trend is probably the bipolarization that's happening in geopolitics and economics, similarly to in a lot of social issues. There is changes in behaviors. Customers are changing the way they work, the way they communicate, the way they interact with each other. Digital is underlying a lot of these changes, and the ability to do a lot of things from a mobile on the move to the rise of AI, of the cloud. It's changing the way companies operate. And social issues are coming to the fore a lot more than they were before. If you look at corporate activism, it's more active today than it's been in the past 40, 50 years. So what does it mean when it comes to customers? Well, the first thing we see is that customers require trust in the counterparties they deal with, whether it's trusting the company they work for to be taken well care of, or trusting the providers they use as part of their journey to deliver the optimal service. So trust as a fundamental currency. And then agility from the technology standpoint to meet the quickly changing customer demands across the globe. We're a global company. Everything we do tends to be global. So we do need we're looking at everything from a ubiquity standpoint. When it comes to the impact of those changes to travel players, we see that there are very different trends depending on where you sit in the industry. For corporations, it's the ability to focus on employees. There's a shortage in manpower in a number of markets, and employees are becoming a lot more demanding when it comes to the way they are treated. And so companies that send people across the world on business trips have a requirement to monitor their employees across the world and make sure that the trip goes well and that they can be repatriated very quickly in case there is an issue. For corporations, and that's a sector Amadeus is getting into, there's still a massive area of friction around travel and expenses. And there's a big drive to drive out inefficiencies when it comes to T&Es, which are mostly manual at this point in time. So companies are adjusting to both their customers and making sure the trips are a lot more frictionless than they currently are. For travel sellers, we see a move into consolidation. It's a market where there has been a lot of consolidation in the past couple of years, and we see the bigger players becoming even bigger. For airlines, it's all about flexibility and the ability to adjust capacity to market conditions that can change and fluctuate from one day to the next. So whether it's demand fluctuating for certain destinations, geopolitical events, it's the ability for airlines to scale up and down very, very quickly. It's also the ability for airlines to drive revenues out of non-traditional sources, be it retailing, for example. For hospitality, it's first and foremost access to distribution and the ability to, for a hotel chain to address a certain market almost instantly, depending on, again, geopolitical events, changes in demand. And for payments, for us, the name of the game is really to become as seamless and as frictionless as possible. So as the world changes, my slides disappeared. As the world changes, our organization is changing too. If you think of where we started as a technology company. We were providing services to others. We then started developing our own products. We put those products on a platform. We invited partners to join us in the journey, and we're now turning into an ecosystem and opening up to connecting multiple partners to multiple buyers. Our vision for the future is called the creation platform. We're looking at the traveler as the center of our universe, and we're looking to connect airlines, travel sellers, corporations, airports, hotels, and payments, of course, to the traveler and the providers. So it's facilitating the customer journey across a platform that connects all providers to all customers. No one can unlock the value of a new traveler on its own, so it's important to collaborate to get the ubiquity and the global reach that I was mentioning earlier. The technology, again, is key for us in that space, and it's making use of the cloud, making use of artificial intelligence, making use of big data, machine learning, to really customize the purchase and the delivery of a service across customers globally. For us, the change is substantial. Ecosystems require a completely different approach to business. It's a much more collaborative approach than a traditional business environment. We're also looking at if the payments unit of Amadeus, which is now about 15 years old, which by fintech standards is quite old, is becoming a unit with its own rules and regulations and a licensed entity. If this unit is becoming a lot more embedded in the value chain, we nevertheless have still quite a bit to grow in blurring the lines between business and finance. And some of the services which are required are financing, whether it's credit lines, offering credit to travel agents, offering credit to consumers looking to purchase a ticket, the buy now, pay later solutions, all of the new payment methods that are either very local or very specialized are taking us into a completely different dimension when it comes to marketplace. So we're looking to work with many as part of the journey to deliver this extended marketplace across the industry. And yeah, as I said, it's first and foremost a collaborative effort in the industry around payments and with providers of travel and other solutions in the industry. And we're very much looking to work with you on that. Thank you.